which Freak and Jack actually brought to you a little bit earlier on. And now we're going to do the 2 losers from round 1, which of course will be Meat Playground and TSM. So the winner of this one will basically continue in the bracket and has a chance at 3rd. The team that loses this will be done with their group stage games and they will finish in 4th position.
Yeah, so let's see where the picks come out. Dyrus picking up Lulu there, and Zillion possibly going to get picked up by Meat Playground. Now they decided to switch it out, and they're going for Zyra. Zyra locked in, and Nunu as well. So that could well be a mid Zyra. Could be Nunu jungle. Don't know which way it could go. Obviously, there's any way these characters can go these days. That's what the versatility of the champions in League of Legends. And Diana left open, and Reginald saying, "I'll have a piece of that."
Yeah, and for me then with Zyra in this middle lane, if Diana gets locked in, wouldn't surprise me then for them to say, okay, Nunu has to go to the jungle and Diana support because, Zyra support, because for me, Zyra against Diana and against Katarina is not a good matchup for Zyra.
It's not a good matchup at all. We'll wait to see whether he does manage to pick that one up. As it stands, though, it is going to be the odd one getting locked in onto Maokai, and that's going to be the jungler. So I don't know which way, whether they're going to use Nunu as jungler here or whether they're going to use him as a support. Hazard, I really don't know which way it's going to go.
Like I said, I just don't like Zyra against Diana, and I don't like Zyra against Katarina. I think Reginald found out a little bit the hard way earlier on with that one. So we are going to see Riven and Corki by the looks of things, which again doesn't open too many things. I mean, obviously then you're going to have Riven in the top lane.
Yeah.
Which still means it could be Zyra support, Nunu jungle, and an AP mid coming in. It could then mean...
oh, Heimerdinger.
No.
I don't think so. You never know. No, you don't. You do know it's not going to happen.
You never know if you're going to see a Heimerdinger.
Hey, we saw a Twitch first thing of the day, so, you know, anything could happen.
Oh, but I think Twitch is still a lot more useful than Heimerdinger.
Heimerdinger belongs in Arams, basically. That's his only area of expertise these days. Jace also available. Is Dyrus going to lock that one in? It would be a strong pick against Riven. Could certainly keep him at bay. I actually think, yeah, that will get locked in. So TSM, of course, coming into this one, they lost to Curse EU, and this is their big match against Meat Playground. They have to take victory here. Chaos probably going to lock in Ezreal. Used Ezreal against Curse EU earlier on. Didn't catch the Meat Playground's game. I know they lost. Didn't see who or what it was to.
Oh,
and Darius getting locked in by Dyrus. Oh, well, Sex Special locks it in, but it's going to be for Dyrus in that top lane. Very, very strong champion. Could dunk his way to victory late game if needs be. And honestly, I got to be honest, Team Solar Mid have got an incredibly strong team here. Really seem to have picked every champion they wanted.
So, according to my stats here, NK Inku's the jungler for Meat Playground. His highest played champion is Nunu, actually, from the stats that we have. Obviously, that goes right back to IPL Face-Off. So, it could be that Nunu jungle. In terms of support, Lemon God also has Zyra up there in his statistics as well. So, it definitely could be that we do see a different AP mid-champion here. But that's what we're going to find out in this next 30 seconds or so.
Yep, so Nunu jungle. Makes sense. You can do good drive-bys with Nunu as the jungler. And, you know, he used to be the original king of the jungle, really. I mean, it's something that you remember the old one kind of made famous for many, many moons ago. Season 1 style. Oh, is it going to be Malphite? I mean, well, they could do a Bruiser mid, you know. It would work, actually, against Diana, but are they thinking of changing it up? Are they thinking of picking something special against Darius? In which case, it'd be Riven in the mid. It's going to be Malphite. That could be an IP Malphite in the mid lane. Yeah. I think that's what it will be. So it's going to be AP Malphite versus Diana in the mid there. Reginald's going to have his work cut out, but it can be very much maneuverable. So Pobelter deciding to go on the Malphite, and of course, he drops out.
Scumbag Reggie.
Scumbag Reginald. Apparently that's the one I want. Yes,
there we go.
There we go. Hello, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live. It is in Las Vegas, and we've fed and watered. Actually, we're ready for action again.
There were some really loud cars driving up and down the strip earlier with police escorts.
Really?
Yeah, I think they were like racing cars. They closed the whole strip off
wow.
and they were tearing up and down. I just went up to the room and I was like, what is that noise?
That would have been pretty cool to watch. I missed it.
Yeah, I had a bit of a peek, but I still didn't really know what was going on.
You just didn't recognize it. Was he American?
From that distance, I couldn't quite tell, but I'm assuming that they were, just judging by location and all that kind of stuff.
Could have been Red Bull cars. Red Bull tend to do that kind of thing a lot. I don't know. Maybe I can give them a free sponsorship plug there. But
no idea.
We're just waiting for the teams to sort themselves out, get themselves in order. This is myself, D-Man, you can see on screen. Joined by Joe Miller, of course, who seems to be like half off the screen. We're going to get closer. I think let me just shuffle over here. Everybody's shuffling.
Oh God! Really, really, Demon?
Well, you know, you've got to fill the time here. You can hear the picks and bands going, but we're not going to show them you because you can show our delightful faces instead.
Really? I think the other option would have been better. But
they're already seeing the picks and bands. They already know what's happening. They can go back over there anyway. True. You can see them whizzing through. And TTT spelt out by Meat Playground. Nothing exciting. LCB. They didn't spell TSM or anything. That's disappointing.
Sad times. But what do you think then to this matchup then? The picks that we've got, there's some familiar names in there. Obviously, for those that aren't so familiar with Meat Playground, I guess there are some Europeans still awake at this time. I think it's around about 1 a.m.
It's 12:30. It's not too bad. Yeah, so 1:30 in Germany. That's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Not too late for you guys. You get a full day of it, and you've seen some fantastic games. You've seen Moscow 5 Taipei Assassins happen, and again, the world champions come out on top. Very close game, that one. If you missed it earlier on, I'd suggest you go and watch the videos. We've just seen an amazing move by Sao Mei on Team WE versus Azubu Blaze, looking like they may well close that one out. That's happening right now on Stream 1, or should have just closed out. Optimus Tom and Studio bringing in that one right here. We're going to have Team Solo Mid versus Meat Playground. Team Solo Mid, of course, earlier on in the day, lost to Curse EU. So the European team's doing very well throughout this tournament. The American team's not so much. We saw Team Dynamic. They've already gone 0-2 in the 2 groups. Curse NA, they lost to Moscow 5. Tough game for them, though. But it's going to be Moscow 5. I would suggest probably playing Curse NA again. It's going to be Curse NA versus Blackbean. Probably thinking Blackbean are going to lose that one. Curse NA looked good in that game. I've got to be honest, I thought they looked pretty strong. And the other American team here, Team Solo Mid versus Meat Playground, is about to get underway. So, 24 seconds to go. Joe, which teams are you aiming for? It's got to be TSM for me. It's the only way you can see it here.
Yeah, I really like their picks as well. One thing that Meat Playground maybe have is a lack of pressure on them, you know. They're playing against TSM, a massive fan favorite. I think I actually saw a tweet from, was it from Dyrus? I think it was. He said, we're going to have to get used to being underdogs, basically, because we're not the favorite for all these games anymore. And he is bang on the mark for me with that one. I'm not sure that TSM really can be considered a favorite in... Not in any game, because in this one
not.
Against
It's true though. I mean, it's fair to say they are no longer the favourites. I mean, they had that era of dominance in America where none of the European teams, none of the Asian teams came over. It was purely Americans they were beating. You know, and they came out on top, which is fine. You know, they beat the North American scene. That's great. Well done. But once the Europeans and the Asians got involved, it was a different matter.
Different story.
Very much a different story, and they just didn't get very far. I mean, they're a little. I don't know if it's lucky or unlucky, the fact that they got Azubu Blaze, you know, Azubu Frost, sorry, who'd had to have come through the group stage to get there and suddenly into the quarterfinals. First draw, wow, bam, immediately they get the Korean champions straight in there. So we are underway, and apologies, it is me doing the camera. If I can find where my mouse is, there it is. We have mouse. Wow, I've got freak sensitivity, and also it's I'm going to change this while we do it because somebody somewhere has not changed the scrolling whatsoever on this, have they? Drag scrolling, good lord. Who's been on this PC? Well, yeah, they haven't redone the binding. Apologies, I'm going to keep my eye on the screen while I have to do this for you guys, because drag scroll needs to be on that. And there we go. Nice and easy. Good stuff. Right. We have drag scrolling. It's all good. So, X Special, you can see on your screen, as a Lulu, Team Solo Mid as the blue team. And Pobelter just trying to poke back and forth with Lemonation, isn't it? Is it Lemonation? It is Lemonation.
Yeah.
It is Lemonation. Used to be #1 in America.
No, Lemon God.
Lemon God?
Yeah.
Also, it's not Lemonation. Lemonation used to be an orb. There's too many lemons. There's too many lemons. Hello.
What?
I've been completely cut off.
You can just not hear.
I could just not hear myself. There we go.
Mine went before that.
That's okay.
What you should do as well is rearrange the scoreboard, Demon. I know
I should.
We get spoilt by this.
We don't need to because look, it's already been done. Actually, tell a lie because Malphite is going to be top. Axe Hazard's going on Malphite, and it's going to be Poe Belter on Riven. Yeah. So it is going to be Poe Belter in the mid. They've already rearranged themselves. They've done it. They do it for good guy teams do it for us. I'm going to have to tweak this scrolling again, I think. Oh no, we're fine. I can live with that. That's bearable. So, let's have a look at the lanes, how they're going to stack up. Ping goes down. They know exactly that Dyrus is at the blue buff, and the odd one will be working his way to the jungler, get some instant notification. It also means that the blue buff being taken away, NK Inc.'s going to pick that one up. So, pretty much a mirror match for the teams, and nobody starting in different fashion. Actually, Reginald getting aggressed on. Is that even a word? Poe Belter getting aggressive on Reginald there straight away at the start. Ping's going down, NK Inc. cleaning house. And as it is, let's get back down the bottom. The lanes set themselves out, Joe.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting one, in my opinion. Like I said, Meat Playground, I don't think they really have too much pressure going in there, as NK Inc. is actually going to steal away the big Wraith. Expertly done there by him, using that smite to get rid of that one. Yeah, I really don't see any pressure on Meat Playground whatsoever. I mean, everyone's through the group stage anyway. You're just kind of fighting now for who you're going to play against, which difficult team most likely you're going to be playing against. Because if you finish last, you play a third place team. If you finish second, you play a first place team. So generally, you're always going to come up against someone better than you in that first round anyway. The question only is, as these two teams are finding out for survival in this group, is who they're going to be, whether they'll be against a first, a second, a third, or a fourth, and who those teams will be. So right up at the top here, we have Dyrus, obviously, on Darius. And NK Inc. is waiting here with Nunu. And he's going to go out there, Snowball and the Shard come in. But to be honest, at level 2 between Nunu and Malphite, you're not going to find it easy to be able to find enough damage to take down a Darius.
Yeah, and the problem is, I mean, yes, I can see that, the winner bracket's a big advantage, don't get me wrong, because you get 2 chances at losing, which is instantly, and it's going to be best of 3. So if you're in the lower bracket, and yes, you may come against a really difficult team, but you've got to beat all the top teams there. But you do get a second chance. If you're in the lower bracket and, well, things go wrong, Poe Belter goes down first. Blood just about caught that one. Very, very close there. The odd one managed to came in there. And Reginald, and you know what? You know what, Joe? We're on the backup stream. We can press rewind. And there it is. You can see Poe Belter getting caught out. Twisted Advance came in, immediately catching through there. And it was the odd one, actually, that picked up the kill. And I'm just going to speed things up back to live, which is never always the same. I'm just going to keep my eye on the map as things whiz along on your screen, and we are live once again. So, top lane, Dyrus versus X Hazard. How's this one balancing out? 21 CS to 20 CS. Junglers both very much even, and of course the difference is that mid lane, the 1 kill between them. But both ADs also keeping it very even. It's even across the board. That is simply the only death of the game. And really, in terms of CS, there's no difference still, despite the fact he has died.
Yeah, and I'm really intrigued to see how this one's all going to work out with that Riven in there. More, I'd say it's going to be more dependent on how Malphite gets towards the later stage of the game, whether he can keep up with that farm and getting towards the right kind of build. Poe Belter, though, a young talent, I think we can definitely call him. I think Meat Playground, along with Dynamic, are like the youngest lineup. So I think they've got 2 under 16 players have Meat Playground in their lineup, if I'm not mistaken. So again, we talked about this morning on the main stream, which I'm sure a few of you guys out there were watching, that experience, which TSM certainly have, versus youth, which I guess we can say that TSM don't really have 100% anymore. But Meat Playground are a young, mostly inexperienced team coming into this one, and there is that kind of youthful, what's the word I'm looking for, Demon? Youthful, not arrogance, ignorance, as we are seeing Dyrus here getting a bit of it pressured at the top as Ignite goes down as well, and he is dead from this one. It's NK Inc. that picks it up. X Hazard there just tanking up the turret. That was a nice little move in. Yeah, but the kind of youthful ignorance, I want to call it, that
Well, it's the confidence, the fearful,
the fearfulness.
Fearfulness, so they're just not worried about it. We are seeing the odd one sneaking in behind Lemon God, sorry, I should say. There's the twisted advance on towards Lemon God, gets the knock-up, puts him back, almost certainly a dead man, tries to turn it around towards Chaos, used the exhaust on him, it was not enough. The passive also came out as well, didn't manage to land the shot on towards Chaos, so quite happily tanked that one up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Reginald also catching a bit of damage down towards Pobelter. Pobelter doing a good job. Flash force there. Reginald with the ignite, having to run as well, having to avoid all of the damage. Meanwhile, you can see the two junglers getting involved in each other. The odd one and NK Inc, I should say, coming around. Reginald could going the crescent slash in there, has got the moonfall available, but he's backing away from this one. Have they got the damage? No, they haven't. Pobelter backs away, doesn't want to give up on this one. Pobelter versus Reginald, they are still going back and forth, these two junglers, and it's the Wraith he's made it taken away. I think he went around and consumed it and just walked away. That's all. That's the bonus of Nunu. In fact, you can just consume the minion and walk away nice and easily.
Yeah, and Reginald's Ignite has just come on pose. Keep an eye on it because Pobelter was going sufficiently low that I thought Reginald might just turn around and have a bit of a pop at him, but that Ignite not quite coming up until that fight was really done. So, a 700 gold lead currently in favour of TSM, 2-1 in the lead. Both of those kills being stacked up on Maokai currently, which, Demon, we've also had this conversation, it feels like a million times in the past, that it's not always great to be stacking up kills on one certain person. I'd say especially when that's Maokai. I mean, yeah, it's great when he gets those items in there, but those kills would rather be over with that AD carry where we saw the fight in that lane, or in the middle lane on Diana.
Yeah, indeed. That's where you want to be stacking the kills, and or not so much stacking them, keeping them in even kills. As long as your AD carries, yeah, as long as you're either your AD carry, your bruiser, or your, any sort of carry that's possible to really take a game through, hence the name carry, is getting the kills, then yeah, that's great. And Dyrus has just realised that ping goes down, that Riven is indeed there, so Pobelter's not going to get anything sneakily and has to back away. I'm interested to see how this one's working, Pobelter on a bruiser. We have seen, obviously, Fnatic versus CLG EU at DreamHack running a triple bruiser strategy that seemed to work very well for them. As it is, NK Inc doing a fantastic job in the jungle. Both junglers with boots of mobility right now, so both planning to get around and help out on that map. Ganks successfully working for both, but it's the odd one that's currently the most successful. Mid lane looking like the odd one once again, having a peek towards it. Pings go down. TSM just cutting them off. We do see NK trying to sneak in towards that top bush, as Dyrus is slowly being forced back. Is he going to be enough? That's the question. Here it is. There's the ultimate. Unstoppable force on towards Dyrus. Here comes this one more. It's going to be the absolute zero going down. It's going to be enough, surely, damage. And Dyrus, though, has going to try and turn this one round. No, NK Inc manages to get the kill. Meanwhile, down the bottom, you can saw Lemon God and Light Surge being forced bad. It's down towards the middle as Pobelter. There's the twisted advance, the flash, the knock-up. Is he going to be in the right direction? Has Pobelter got enough to try and get away? The ignite comes out. No. Reginald finishes it off, uses the ultimate to get in there, and they're also going to turn it into a big chunk of damage. They realize the top turret is beaten down, should be taken off there. You can see the blood boil on towards X-Hazard, and that's going to be the mid turret going down as well by TSM. So back and forth between the two teams. Couldn't call who the advantage is with so far.
Yeah, I'd say that actually TSM would be happy with that one. You know, taking a middle turret for the upper lane. Upper lane? What's that even about? The top lane, outer turret is what I was trying to say. And again, kills going over to the jungler, over to Nunu. He's now got both of the kills with Meat Playground. But Reginald just finished that last one off. Is always a good thing to see Diana getting more. So let's have a look at the CS then. 53-62 X-Hazard in the top lane. And I remember MLG Anaheim, where obviously X-Hazard played for CLG Prime. And he played a lot of Malphite in that tournament. It was actually banned out against him for most of the later stages of the tournament as well, which is kind of surprising, the fact that that's gone unnoticed somewhat here, especially considering that TSM played them in the final of MLG Anaheim as well. Yeah,
indeed. So as it stands, very much even. They have, like you mentioned, that middle turret. It is an advantage. It definitely is. Takes that vision away. You can see they're both trying to get the wards down in this bush. At the moment, the plants just keeping them occupied in there. Meanwhile, Darius, aka Dyrus, is farming out the wolves there, so the odd one obviously gone missing. Looks like the odd one's going to try and sneak in towards this bottom bush. You can also see Pobelter, but they're already walking across the ward, so Pobelter's not so sneaky as he thinks he is. We do see the odd one, though, coming down, so they might try and get some sort of reverse here. He's going to come steaming in. Has got those Boots and mobility. Here we go. There goes Pobelter, goes aggressive. The odd one immediately goes straight in. Twisted advance. True Shot Barrage hitting all three members of Meat Playground, and they're going to have to back away. You can see Reginald actually making his way down the river. Keeping my eye on that one. Meanwhile, at the top lane, there's also a little back and forth. Hazard and Dyrus poking back and forth, but it's really the mid lane that Pobelter and Reginald are careful they don't get dived on here. They need the jungler to come and maybe help out there. As it is, NK King thinking of hot-footing it off towards the top there, wants to get in and possibly help out X-Hazard.
Yeah, let's see if they're getting on towards Dyrus, who, not having the best of times of things, actually taking the lead back in the CS now, but he's been harassed down by NK Inc. Don't think he's going to necessarily have the damage to really do anything about that, and that will be Dragon actually going over towards TSM, and they may just decide to dive on this bottom lane. You can see Lemon, he's got no HP, and there is Reginald diving straight in. His passive is going to do some good damage to Reginald, but this is going to be a double kill, or certainly 2 kills coming in. It was 1 for Reginald, 1 for Chaos as well, so 1 onto the AD carry, 1 onto the AP carry. We'll see if Meat Playground here can turn this around and take away this middle outer turret. I don't think anyone's going to be able to stop them in time with that Blood Boil on Pobelter as well. However, TSM pushing down that bottom outer turret at the same time.
Yeah, taking it down. I don't think they've got enough in this wave maybe to get it down. Actually, yes, they will. They've got the Siege Minion there. So, but they're continuing on, actually. The middle turret seems to be the focus now. Dyrus coming in there. Going to try and maybe does try to get on towards NK Inc. Wow! Just bumping the damage down. Gets the dunk. It's enough to finish him off. And Dyrus showing how brutal that Darius can be. Just stuck around too long and picked up the red buff off that as well.
Yeah, we know how brutal Darius can be. I mean, he's done. If he gets on a roll there, he can be absolutely deadly. As we are going to see X-Hazard coming in on towards Chaos, and that's some good damage already. Actually, the Ignite goes down. There is the ultimate as well. And to be honest, I think Chaos not really paying much attention there, as the Shard will finish him off. But that, for me, looked like a case of Chaos stood at the side, waiting and watching. But X-Hazard now the one going to be in all kinds of trouble. Can Odd One finish him off? Actually decides not to go aggressive, knowing that Meat Playground were pushing in with that AD and support, but that will leave us at 6-3. Still think no, and we saw that actually in their first game today, a little bit of carelessness from TSM. Not sure whether that was just because they were communicating with each other. We saw in the first game where X-Special actually walked into the bush right at the start and didn't really react to it. I think that was a similar thing there, to be honest with you. I think they were just like eyes off the screen talking. Already
in the shop, having a look around, seeing what you can do, checking every little angle of the room, anything but really. And these are mistakes that you wouldn't expect an experienced team like Team Solo Mid to make, but it happens to the best of us. Reginald continuing on, keeping a full vision of Meat Playground. Meat Playground going to pick up red buff of their own. Meanwhile, bottom lane is just going to get farmed out. So, advantage currently with Team Solo Mid. You can see the gold advantage, also 3k in their favour. But it is 6-3, 14 minutes gone. Still very early days in this game, Joe. And let's have a look through the items of the teams.
Well, in the top lane, we do have Darius there, double GP10, Heart of Gold, Philo Stone. Also got the Null Magic Mantle, I guess, and going straight in towards those Merc Treads. Compared to X-Hazard on Malphite, who has Giant's Belt, double GP10, and Sork Shoes for the extra penetration. In the jungle, both jungles actually looking pretty similar here, both with Boots and Mobility, double GP10 for Maokai, triple GP10 there with the Cage's lucky pick for Nunu. Also got on Oracles, which is up until now not popped. The middle lanes, which you can't directly compare, obviously, because one's not AP. We have Diana with Sork Shoes, Blasting One, Double Doran's Ring. Her adversary in that middle lane is, of course, Pobelter on Riven. He's got BF Sword, plus the Vamp Scepter and a single Doran's Blade. And then between the two AD carries, actually, it looks like Chaos going up towards the Vamp Scepter first of all. Sorry, told the Bloodthirster, but either way, we are going to see a fight here in middle, and there is Chaos getting himself one. That will be a second for Dyrus as well. But yeah, instead of going in towards Triforce, he's looking like he's going to be finishing off the Bloodthirster first of all, compared to Corky, who's currently got Phage and a Vamp Scepter, and I'm guessing most definitely headed towards Trinity Force.
Yeah, that fight was a little strange. It was all about X-Hazard just getting spotted, caught. They were like, okay, he's not here, we don't need to worry about this. And then they just dumped on them. They just completely destroyed the team. And Meat Playground completely caught out of position. So two effectively 3 kills for Team Solo Mid there. Didn't need to worry about anything and just picked up the kills and walked away quite simply. So, how are things stacking up? 16 minutes gone. Like you mentioned, they're all going back. They're picking up those items. Hazard desperately trying to pick up as much CS as he can. Has fell behind on Darius. Has got a kill advantage, but also 2 deaths to his name. Sorry, Darius has. Oh, they're going to close in on this one. They're going to flash. There's the unstoppable force as my camera goes whizzing past. It's Reginald. They're going to get down the ignite. Is it going to be enough? The ignite running? No. Manages to get a little bit of life still. Shield comes out there and Hazard turns around, goes back in there, and immediately the rest of Team Solo Mid responds to this one. Lulu ultimate is going to be enough, and there comes a dunk from Darius straight on towards Po Belter. Forces him back. NK Inc. has to back away, and Meat Playground, even when they think they've got a pick, think they've got a kill, they can't do a thing, and the shield from Reginald, so strong.
To use a very demon phrase, they went balls deep with that one, trying to take down Diana, and they overextended on it, to be honest. Diana flashes away, then all of a sudden they turn around. I want to mention Chaox's ultimate there because it was bang across every single one of them. Really doing a great job. Obviously the Lulu ultimate coming in as well. Just overall a fantastic bit of teamwork from TSM. Then you've got Darius in there. No, not really that much in terms of damage through his items, but he's just naturally very, very painful when he gets going. Currently 3-2-1. And look at how the kills are distributed as well on TSM. 3 for Darius, 3 for Maokai, 2 for Diana, 2 for Ezreal, and, well, 7 assists on Lulu, which is exactly what you're looking for. Abyssal Scepter has now been finished on Diana as well, which is going to make things harder. The Bloodthirster finished on Ezreal. And just generally, I can't see TSM really losing this one unless they end up giving away a Baron or something silly.
It would have to be a throw, that's for certain. So as it is, Team Solo Mid picking up the Dragon. And I don't think they're in a position that they really want to give up anything. They don't want to throw this one. There it is, Smite comes out from the odd one, and immediately they go looking for kills. Reginald having a peek towards it, see if he can get towards Lemon God. Lemon God having to put those wards in the bushes there. If he'd have gone one step further, he would almost certainly been caught out by Reginald, but no. They do back off, and Meat Playground having to play it safe. Honestly, I'm a little bit worried for Meat Playground here. I don't think they've got any position when they can start getting picks on towards Team Solo Mid. Team Solo Mid to look to be a team playing on a bit of a mission here.
Yeah, and Corki actually picking up that BF sword in there as well. I'm still not sure about that. I think Trinity Force in this setup it would be a lot more effective just generally on Corki, to be honest with you. Especially when you've got that Bloodthirster in there as well for all the attack damage from Riven. I don't know. I think there'd be better ways to go about that one. As we are seeing here, the blue buff just being picked up. And, well, they're headed off towards Baron. And I think... are they going to think about doing it? I mean,
they can't trade it. They'll lose the tower. They'll lose the base.
Yeah, they'll lose everything. But they're in that kind of position where if they don't do something crazy, like something almost irrational to bait TSM in, then I don't think they've really got much of a chance in this one. As anyway, we are going to see TSM moving their way up middle, and because of that positional play from Meat Playground, they're going to lose half of the health on this middle tower, and it may end up just being that little bit more here. TSM do decide to back off. I mean, you've got to play it safely still from TSM. They're definitely not out of the water. I mean, it's 6,000 gold, which is by no means game over at this stage. But as we've pointed out, it's going to take something catastrophous. Is that even a word?
Catastrophic.
Catastrophic, Demon. Thank you very much. To take something catastrophic, actually, for TSM to lose this game.
It would indeed be a catastrophe. And Team Solo Mid, I don't think they're in the mood to give it anything up here. They seem to be very strong here.
After losing that first game, I think they're like, well, we need to really sort this out, guys. We can't be messing around.
It was a bit of a wake-up call, I think. I don't, you know, to come in here, and we've said so many times, we were talking about this at lunch earlier on, you know, we've said so many times that the European scene, even, you know, outside of the COG EUs, the Moscow 5s, is very strong. And, you know, Curse EU coming here, they beat obviously Moscow 5 at Tails of the Lane. They went on to win Tails of the Lane against the Clipshire, who were also another fantastic team. We've seen Meteor Makers in Singapore. There's a lot of very, very strong European teams right now. The North American team is a little bit reeling. But this is Team Solo Mid versus a fellow North American team in Meat Playground, and they seem to have a strong advantage over them right now. I don't see any way out of this other than a big throw. And then big throws, they can happen around Baron, which is what Meat Playground are kind of hoping they can catch out on Team Solo Mid here.
Yeah, they've invested a lot into wards actually on the top side of the TSM jungle. There you can see there were I think 4 wards in that side of the TSM jungle, but even on their own side of things, they're making sure that they have vision. They're making sure that they know exactly where TSM are. If they're doing Baron, if they're hiding, probably more importantly, if they're setting up some kind of trap to lure them in, because they can't afford to be trapped, to be caught out in their own side of the jungle. And at the same time, they can't afford to just give away a free Baron either.
So, well, you can see Reginald and Dyrus going back to buy. Let's have a look, see what they come out with. Expression's just been back. He's got himself a couple of pink wards. The needlessly large rod being picked up by Diana, a.k.a. Reginald. It's not his weekend name, trust me. It's just the character he's playing. Dyrus, meanwhile, is so tanky right now. Doesn't really have any damage, but it's Darius. Darius doesn't need damage. It's a bit like Rengar. It seems to be the champions, you know, these big bruisers, so just stack them with hit points and they're perfectly fine. They'll do enough damage. They'll stay in the game for that long. Team Solar Mid looking to poke, looking to see if they can get anything out here. The problem with these teams is neither of them have... Oh, well, I mean, you have obviously got Unstoppable Force on Hazard if he wants to use that to initiate, but I don't think TSM are stupid enough to get caught out all stacked up. As I say that, they all gather up. But, yeah, I don't think they're likely to be getting caught out of position here. They are starting to stack up towards the top lane here, trying to see if they can get anything, any bait anyone into the jungle. There's no stack, the minion stack is along the top there, so they're coming away. Oh, and they might catch them. There's Lemonation. Is Lemonation they've targeted on? They have managed to catch straight onto the whole team, straight in there, and Lemon Gold to get taken straight down. I called him Lemonation again, but he's not. It is going to be a turnaround kill though. X-Hazard's going to get taken down very low. 1 kill for Light Sludge, sorry. Does manage to pick up 1, but it's all to no avail. And now Light Sludge is desperately running away. Chaos though will manage to catch him. Oh, and he gets the slow. Of course, he's got the red on. It wasn't the Phage Proc, it was just a single slow. Straight away, that's going to be Chaos picking up the kill, and that will just be NK Inc. in the base. Surely will trigger a Baron. You can see them heading straight for it.
Yeah, I can't see anything else. I mean, Darius just coming in there, or Darius on Darius. Bit confusing that one, but he's going to come back in there. I think he just wanted to go and farm that top lane as it was. But Nunu's going to come in. He's got Consume, he's got Smite. He could.
But he's not going to.
He's not even going to try it by the looks of things. He's got that Oracle on. But I tell you what, they're losing a lot of health doing this Baron. Well, they should have it on lockdown by the time Meat Playground can really get anywhere near this one. And they will, in fact, not even come anywhere near it in the end. And that will be Baron going over to TSM. 14-4 in the lead. 37,000 to 28,000 gold. That's a big lead. Just actually brought some score lines here. Just to confirm, World Elite did beat Azubu Blaze and are top of Group A. The other games, CLG Prime and CMG EU are actually playing on the other stage right now. Curse obviously beat Singapore Sentinels. You guys saw that one earlier on with Freak and Jat. And Taipei Assassins 2-0. That's another one that we saw earlier on. Black Bean already down, as are Iceland and Dynamic, and the loser of this one will be in the same position. So it could be two American teams. Well, it will be 2 American teams because obviously TSM and Meat Playground are both American teams, and 2 Southeast Asian teams with Iceland and Black Bean. So
that's not too bad. So who would be facing who?
So it's World Elite versus second in D, which is Moscow 5 or Curse NA.
The Moscow 5.
You would say so.
You never know. Kursane actually gave him a good run for the money for a good 20 minutes of that game, so you don't know. Oh, Reginald diving deep on towards Pobel, so they're popping the ultimate straight in. Didn't bother catching with the Crescent Slash, which means his ultimate will be down for a short while, but it's a pretty quick cooldown. As you can see, it's already nearly up already. It doesn't take very long to get straight in there. Sorry, carry on. Who's facing who?
Curse EU versus B2, which is the loser of... CLG Prime and CLGU, and then they take on Fear afterwards.
Oh, because you beat both
one of the 2 CLGs and Fear. And then TPA versus second in Group A, which will be the winner of Azubu Blaze and Fnatic. So we could have Azubu Blaze versus TPA in the first round.
Wow. First round winner bracket. That, of course, the quarterfinals. That will be happening. It is this afternoon, actually, or this evening, I should say. What time are we up to? We're up to 5 p.m. now. It will be in a, I think it's about 7 p.m. That's probably due.
I've got the schedule here. God bless League.
Yeah, we're about an hour over, though, for the main stage, I think, at the moment. So it probably says 6, does it?
Trying to figure out where we are.
figure it out. Meanwhile, you can see TSM are stacking themselves up towards this top tower, and well, Meat Playground finally reacting to it. A little bit slow to react to that one, and realised, you know, you sort of saw the big creep wave coming in. They kind of should have guessed that they was going to be the target, but they look at that. They've taken 2,000 hit points nigh on off that before they even reacted, and finally they do get around there. And now they're in a dangerous situation. They're up against the Baron up team with only 600 hit points on that turret. That's not that many shots. Reginald seeing if he can get a Crescent Slash, trying to catch on towards Light Sludge. Sapling goes out, takes a peek, and shows them vision exactly of what is happening. KX is going to clear out this wave. While this is all happening, there's a creep wave on the bottom that's going to build up. There's a creep wave in the mid that's keeping itself even. There they go. There goes the turret. They do dive straight in, but Reginald went in there. And I think he didn't flash out. He just used his ultimate, dashed through. Still didn't quite catch it, and used his Crescent Slash. So the ultimate obviously refreshed itself straight away. So they rotate round towards the mid turret. They could have put a chunk of damage down onto that before they passed by, but KX wasn't there. So instead, they are going to prove and steal away the blue. Dyrus has done that. He used Apprehend to yank it through the wall. And he's going to clean that one out, Joe.
Yeah, and I'll go through the schedule a little bit later on after this game's finished, because I guess we'll have a bit of time in between the games themselves. So, TSM in a commanding position, I think, is a bit of an understatement even. 2 towers, 10 kills, 12k gold, or 11,000 gold, and they're just going to continue to farm. I mean, if you look down the CS, it's not actually that bad for Meat Playground, but the kills are a different story altogether. There's the gold, 10k to 7,300. So it's actually almost perfectly 3,000 gold difference between the AD carries. The AP carries 9,400 to 6,000. Top lane is 1,000 gold. Jungle 1,400 gold. The support switch is, for me, one of the biggest indicators always between gold differences is, again, a big difference in favour of TSM. Lulu got 11 assists so far. Xpecial played a great game.
Another fantastic game by Xpecial, considering he went 0-8-1 earlier on against Kersey Yu and Patoy. And you know, speaking to Odin, he's like, you know, there's no pressure on him, so he's performing fantastically. Whereas he gets pressure on him is in Dignitas. Obviously, he's not representing his team. I guess he's coming into it feeling there's nothing on him at all. He's just playing how he feels.
Standing.
Playing good. And Dyrus nearly catching out X-Hazard there in that bottom lane. But they are just going to keep clearing the ways. The Baron buff has worn off, and TSM in pretty much standard farming situations. So it's for Meat Playground to try and get back in and win this one, Joe. What are we thinking of the tournament so far? I mean, how are we seeing this stacking up? We've seen WE looking very strong. We've seen Type A Assassins continuing on their dominance, beating Moscow 5 in a pretty close game. Yeah, it wasn't exactly a one-sided thing, but as it stands, the usual suspects are looking very strong again.
It's still like impossible to call, because a best of 1 compared to a best of 3 is always a different game anyway, the pace of it and everything. But World Elite, like you said, they were obviously had a good bit of practice against Moscow 5, against IG, those 3 really practicing together. Then you've got Curse, who I think we expected to do well. We just didn't really know how well with that whole standing thing. Obviously, they won Tails of the Lane, finishing, I think it was 4th at DreamHack, if I'm not mistaken with that one as well. So they were always not really a wild card, but I'd say a definite favourite coming in, or even a half favourite, I guess we can call them, because of that standing situation. Type A Assassins, as you said, took down Moscow 5. A close game, though, which in a best of 3, those games could go either way, honestly, between TPA and Moscow 5. Obviously, they won't meet in the first round of the groups, of the playoffs, because they were in the same group together. So still, it's ridiculously hard to call that without talking about the likes of CLG Prime, CLG EU, Super Blaze, Fnatic. There are just so many teams that could come out on top of it, and we are going to see now this final fight possibly kick off.
Yeah, they are going straight in there, and actually Meat Playground completely caught out of position, which is why Team Solomid decided to dive straight up mid there. The ultimate used, Reginald completely covered off with that Zhonya's Hourglass. Hazard's going to go down. Altuan will make sure of that, secures it, and that is a 4-4-0 complete domination. There's the turret going down. Meat Playground, they were just all dilly-dallying around here, and suddenly they thought, oh, Team Solomid has just gone straight past us. They can go straight into our base, and sure enough, they did. And Meat Playground had to completely back off, caught out of position, too little, too late, and even the Guardian Angels on Pobelta was not enough to save the day.
Yeah, and TSM, they're playing this one safely. They know that they can't afford to be losing. I mean, they want to be in that top 2. But again, in the top 2, you're still gonna. It doesn't matter if you finish first or second, in my opinion. In that.
There's going to be tough draws. I mean, either way, you're going to get a tough team because
there's no easy ride.
Second from. I mean, you look at first and second. You got WE or Azubu Blaze, COG or COG, Taipei Assassins or Moscow 5, Curse EU or Singapore Sentinels. So that's probably the one you want. Who gets them? Who gets Curse EU or Singapore Sentinels? Because I reckon that's what teams are going to look at and say, okay, this is the easiest ride we get. And actually, I think it's the two
TSM's
CLGs
in this group, right? So,
well, TSM are in this group. Yes. But this is for... Okay, yeah, okay. They've got to play... TSM have got another game after this one.
If they win.
17-4. It would be the biggest throw known to man. And immediately Pobelter caught out in that top lane. The odd one once again on there, initiating it out. 5-0-9 for the odd one right now. He is in the Johnny on the spot right here, right now. Every time there's a fight, he's the man that initiates it as Maokai. And that's why you ban Maokai against Team Solo Mid.
Player,
yeah.
Yeah, it makes a massive difference when odd one's playing Maokai. And they are going to be doing Baron once again. Second one of the game. Meat Playground might as well just go in and try and give us a show with some awesome Nunu steal.
Uh-oh.
Go on.
Can't even get close. Immediately comes in. Is it going to be enough? No, he's just dunked on. Dyrus dunked on
They stopped doing Baron. It's like, okay, Nunu's coming. Let's just stop attacking Baron and wait for him to flash over. Then we'll kill him and then carry on with the Baron. Which is exactly how it's all going to go down. And there is another Baron for TSM. So, 53 to 39,000 gold. And it's just a case of when, rather than if at this stage, in my opinion.
So, Reginald coming in. Actually could catch on towards Light Sludge there, which is why he was keeping his full distance. He doesn't want to go for Pobelter, but he will instead. A free target's a free target, and he's just absolutely shreds his hit points down. And look how quickly he went down. Light Sludge was dropped in seconds there. That's going to be the inhibitor, second inhibitor of the game. Team Solo Mid looking dominant in this match, 20-4. It's like boys against men in this match, it seems. And honestly, Team Solo Mid have looked pretty much in control the whole game.
They could have finished it here as well. I mean, they're going to be safe about it still, which I can understand at this level of play. You know, at this stage of the tournament, especially after losing their first game of the day as well. They don't want to take any chances, however small they may be. There's no point in taking a risk at this stage, as we are going to see this bit of a fight kicking off. The Zyra ultimate knocking Reginald up, but that's about it. Nunu ulti. Well, they're all going to walk out of it before.
That's 3 ultis used there, because you saw Unstoppable Force come out. Lemon God had to use his ultimate, and that's absolute 0 from NK. All used to just try and catch them out, try and get anything.
And they're the big 3 ultis that they have to combine in their team as well.
And they've got nothing at this team fight. So once again towards this tower, they've got absolutely nothing to defend this one. The turret is just going to go down. TSM going to pick this one up. They're going to pick up the game without doubt here at IPL 5 in Las Vegas, and on the 4th floor at the Cosmopolitan. It is Team Solo Mid taking it home to victory in the group stage, and then you can just see him getting caught out, just getting everything thrown at him, but he does manage to walk away, oddly enough. They didn't really focus the damage. No! Because the True Shot Barrage comes and catches him on the fountain. You see his little tootsies, they got on there, but no, he's face down, and immediately they turn it on and dive into there. There's the second Nexus turret going down, straight in towards Pobelter on the fountain. There's another kill. Could get another one on there. Light Sludge taken down very low, but it doesn't matter because the Nexus is down. 23-4. Dominant performance from Team Solo Mid, and Meat Playground go 0-2 in the group stage. No shock there, honestly, Joe. It's kind of what we expected to see, and here at IPL 5. So, who are they up against next? That's the question. It is going to be, because Curse EU won, it's going to be the Singapore Sentinels they are up against. As Curse EU have beaten the Singapore Sentinels, I believe. Yeah,
they have. They're 2-0, so it'll be Singapore Sentinels versus Team Solo Mid. Not sure exactly how that fits in the schedule and what's coming up here next, but that will be at some point in the near future. Which means then that final slot in the lower bracket will be 4th from Group C, versus 3rd from Group B. So basically, Meat Playground are looking to play via CLGU or CLG Prime, depending on how things go down in the end of that one.
Meanwhile, Azubu Blaze versus Fnatic being set up as well. I don't know which game we're doing next,
No, I think I'm assuming that we've got some.
We may even be doing that game.
That we've got
it might be that one. I don't know.
No, I think that's on the main stage.
Oh, it's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame, anyway.
Damn it.
Nevertheless, we will find out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back just after this short break. Do not go anywhere. This is D-Man and Joe bringing you IPL 5 action here on Stream 2.
Rated M for mature.